Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in Transformers Eternal War, I've got 20 tips to share with you. I typically just do 5 or 10. I found 20 that I want to share with you. Hopefully they are helpful. Let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. As a heads up, I will have timestamps in the description below so you can jump around by topic if that is something that you want to do. We've got 20 tips to go through, so let's go ahead and start. It's going to start with the bots. First and foremost, I think one thing that's cool about this game is the ability to be able to test the different bots and then move things around if you would like. So we'll take a look at Hound. We've got this reset here, which is great. You can recoup these materials and put them on somebody else. One thing is, once you get them to 2 purples, you're going to get charge. Anything you have in charge does not get reimbursed. You don't get that back, but it'll stay there with that character. So just a heads up there. The reset works with these materials that are shown. You can also do a data transfer, which I think is really cool. So I can take all my skills and my levels and everything for this, and I can assign it to whichever bot that I want. And then go ahead and just hit that swap. So it's an easy way to just test different bots if you're not really sure exactly who you want to go after. So I think that's really cool. Don't forget that. Take advantage of it because it's super helpful. Let's see. Careful how you spend your resources to increase your core enhancement. These right here. What I mean by that is, it's like, I'll go to Prime. In the beginning, you want to be very prescriptive with how you use your materials for your core enhancement because you don't have a ton. As you work more through the game and you build the resources up and things like that, then you'll have a little bit more flexibility. But like for Optimus Prime, I started with, you've got damage reduction here, anything that helped him be a better tank. So I wasn't really too interested in attack. Yes, there's some health, but this is mainly attack. This one right here is defense, so I'd go for that. This one right here is health. I would go for that. This is all health and defense, which is good. And then this last one here is all damage reduction. For the most part, all 3 of these are the same for every bot. This third one is a little bit different depending on the bot. So just be prescriptive on how much you use and who you use them on. You may only get to say, hey, you know what? I just want to take this up to 19 so that on my other bots, I can take them up to 19 on the core enhancement so you can kind of balance your main team out. Whatever that looks like for you, just make sure to lean into the bots' skill. What are they there for? What are they on the battlefield for? So just kind of a heads up on that one. Don't forget your gear. Once you're able to start getting your gear, your modules here, definitely make sure to take advantage. Gear everybody up. Even with the lowest ranked ones that you have, it does make a difference. And then once you start getting into the epics and legendaries, when you can start getting these set bonuses, that's definitely going to help you as well. So just keep an eye on that. Make sure you've got everybody modded up. Slowly level up your modules. You're going to go through a ton of materials when you do that, a lot of resources. So just do it as you need. Don't like blow all of your resources and max out all of your modules and then not have resources for other stuff. So one thing that I've noticed in this game, so for the leveling up, right, the enhancing here, it takes a lot of this Shanix, right, Transformer Gold. That is one resource that I think we're probably starved the most on. That's the one that I'm always being super cautious of as I use that, because that's used for a lot of things across the game. So just kind of a heads up there. Only start with your top 5. Do 5 first in the beginning and then slowly branch out from there. You're going to need 5 for your main team, obviously, and for PvP. But then when I back out of here and I get into Coalition Duel, this is where you need 2 teams, so you start building out that second team. And then I think Transwarp Clash, I think that one's 3 teams. So just kind of be aware of that. So definitely focus on your first 5 and then slowly add in a second team as you have the resources. Don't starve your first team because your main priority is Expedition here. You want to get that, but that's getting ahead of myself. Keep your laboratory maxed as well. So your laboratory here, just keep making sure you're upgraded that. Keep that at max so you get the bonuses there. And then your combat core tower. All right, let me go back out of here. That's what this is. So as you're working through the game, you are just going to be given the materials that you need for energy sink, calm counter, and self-defense. You will get those as you work through the game, and as I think it's specifically as you work through the time portal. When you get resources like this one right here, that allows you to choose which one you want for that, decide and focus on that one. So when I go out, the one that I've decided to focus on was perfect defense. So I've got Optimus Prime in there. This perfect defense gives me damage reduction. I like that, so that's what I'm focused on. To level this up, you need 50 more of these. So I wouldn't necessarily use your selectables to save up to that 50. That's going to take forever for free-to-play players. That's going to take forever. It only takes 10 to unlock these and at least get one bot in there. So that's what I decided to do first. So just keep that in mind. Don't use your selectables on these three: energy sink, calm counter, and self-defense, because those are just going to be opened up for you as you work through the game. Go for one of these other things out here. I went for perfect defense. Maybe you want to go for something else, but definitely take a look at that and see what suits you best. All right, combat. When we're in combat, a few things to remind about that is positioning matters. Man, there's so many times where, like, let's just say this configuration failed so many different times, and then all I had to do was maybe move these two around, or even move these two around. There's some where I put my Ratchet up front, I just kept getting killed every single time, but as soon as I put Ratchet up front, then I was able to get through that wall. So definitely play around with positioning, because it is important and it will help you break through those walls. Your traits, your rock, paper, scissors here. This is something to keep in mind as well as you're doing your setup, because this has helped, and this has helped me break through walls as well. One thing that hasn't helped so much is the trait pairing, right? So you got 4 bots of the same trait, you get these bonuses. This hasn't really come in too clutch for me very often. Actually, very rarely do I even get any of these bonuses, because when I try and pair the right bots up, it doesn't give me the best team composition that I'm looking for. As we get more bots added to our roster, I think this is going to come into play a little bit more. Use this if you can, but don't worry about it. Don't die on the sword on this one here. But definitely your positioning and your traits. So those are 3 for combat. The next, let's talk about Cybercoins. All right, these things. These things are used for so many things in the game. A few things that you can use them on is you can go into the store. There's a store to use them on here. There's also over in Alliance. You can use them for your check-ins. You can use them for research laboratory. I think you can do like 5 a week in here. You use them for so many different things. Over here in your PvP, your gladiator combat, you can go ahead and purchase additional tickets so you can do some more PvP. You can go into Coalition Duel and you can do it here. There's so many places to use your coins. So a lot of it is going to be dependent on what it is that you're looking for. But here's my suggestion. Number 1, in the very beginning, probably use it for 10 to 20 10 pulls. But then after that, I would leave summons alone. That's really just to kind of get your roster kick-started. Then save everything, because you're also going to be using these on your rate-up events here, because you want to save 2,400 of them every day, because you can get a 10 pull every day by spending 2,400 on your rate-up event. So if you're really going for them, or we don't know yet, I hear that your tickets can go from one event to the next, or your pity follows you from one to the next. That's the way it used to be in beta. We don't know yet. In about 4 days and 15 hours, we'll find out for sure. But something to keep in mind there. So you can use them. You can use them on your rate-up summons. I think that's a good way to use them. I think also when you go to your stores, use them cautiously in your stores. In here, I buy some Energon. I think that's it for that one. I do use it for my check-ins, to max my check-ins here, because as you're doing your check-in, you're also getting bot shards. And then you also get bot shards as well for your research, so I do it here as well. So that's my suggestion. In the very beginning, get 10, 20 pulls from summons. Save the rest. Make sure you have what you need for the 2,400 per day for your rate-ups. Use them for your check-ins and for your research, and then just let it build. And as you find that you have more than what you need, or you can spare a little bit here or there, I've gone ahead, I've used some for a couple extra in my PvP, or a couple extra in my Coalition Duel. There's a lot of places to spend them, so just be very prescriptive. I'm using that word a lot today. on how you use those coins. But after your first 10, 20 pulls of your regular general summoning pool, I would stop using them for summons. Just a heads up there. Okay, so let's see. Summons. Let's talk about summons. So in here, you have a wish list. Here's my suggestions for the wish list. When we take a look in here and you can finally unlock this. For Fearless, obviously Optimus Prime, and then the other ones are kind of for me. So I've got Wheeljack in there along with, oh my gosh, what's that guy's name? Sunstreaker. For Dynamic, I've got Ratchet, and then I've got Jazz and Bumblebee. I want to play around with their Dynamic. They're the only one that has a ultimate that they launch together. I hope they do that with more characters in the game. But that's who I went with in there. Blue Streak is great as well. A great damage dealer, so you can add him in there if you're looking for that. But I'm really looking to build up my Ratchet. For Resourcefulness, so you can see who I got here. I got my Soundwave in here. You can do Prowl. Prowl's okay, but I prefer Soundwave. My Thundercracker in there. And then this bot, too, that I can't remember his name, Sideswipe. And then Resolute, I think really the only one in here, the best one in here is going to be, well, there's two actually. You got your Snarl and your Hound. Hound, you can get shards from a shop, so you don't necessarily have to do that. I did for a while. That's why I've got them up to 3-star. I've been completely free to play as a heads up, so all of my bots and where I have them is all free to play. So I've got them up there to 3 purple. I switched it just recently over to Snarl. So this is where my wish list is right now. Special Dispatch, once you hit level 95, this unlocks. Go for the bot that's not in the general pool. So that's going to be Jetfire. Everybody else here is in a general pool or can be farmed somewhere. So definitely go for Jetfire in this. Let's talk about back to here, and we've got this. This is a bot trait selector where you choose one of the traits, and you will get one mythic bot of the selected trait. It's random, but you can choose the trait. Here's my suggestion. Let me go to my bots. My suggestion is go Fearless because you've got 3 great bots in there. You've got Prime, you've got Skywarp, and you've got Dead End. Prime, amazing character. I don't know why you wouldn't want him. Get him, build him up. Skywarp and Dead End, good for damage. So you got 3 good bots. So it doesn't matter who you get. You're going to get somebody good. If you really want to go Dynamic, you've got a couple bots good in here. You got Ratchet and Blue Streak. You do have Breakdown. I don't think he's super critical. He's decent, but you got 2 in here that are really good. If you go Resourceful, I think the only one really good in here is Soundwave. Motormaster can come in handy as a Decepticon tank. And then you've got Thundercracker, not Thundercracker, but you got Prowl in here. Starscream will not be in here, at least for now. We'll have to keep an eye on that and see if he comes. Well, actually, I would expect him to be here once he moves into the general pool. Now, if you miss Starscream and you don't get him and you miss his event, later on down the road, he is going to be added to the general pool. We just don't know what that time frame looks like. Is it 3 weeks down the road? Is it 4 weeks? Is it 8 months? Is it 8 days? We don't know. So we're going to keep an eye on that. But I would expect him to be in this trait selector once he hits the general pool. We'll see. Something to keep an eye on. And then you got your Resolute. So in here, you've got Snarl and Hound, which are great. Sludge, he's okay. But I definitely want to get my Dino bots full. So I'll get him. I'll focus on him a little bit later. But Hound and Snarl are great. As far as inspiring, there is no inspiring choice there. Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. They're not in the trait selector, so you can't get Grimlock or Jetfire out of that. So there you go for that. I truly think Fearless is the best. You got 3 great bots in there. That's going to help you build up your team. All right, let's go to game modes. Okay, Expedition. You want to make sure, this is just a general tip. Same with every idle game. You want to push Expedition as far as you can because the higher you get your Expedition levels, the higher your idle rewards are. So I can click on this. I can see that my max hours is 17 hours, and I can see of these resources, this is how much I'm generating per minute. The further you get in here, the more rewards and the longer you can go ahead and rack up those rewards you're going to get. So definitely continue to push this. Something a little out of the way that my alliance mate showed me. I never thought about clicking on this up here, but you can click on this and you can see where everybody in your alliance is in this level that we're on, or this chapter that we're on. So I'm up here with a bunch of other people, and then there's a few people a little further down. Oh wait, no, we're in front. We got 2 more up here. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool to share. I know that my alliance, they share that screenshots just to see where kind of everybody is. I think it's cool. All right. So server resets. You got 7 a.m. is when you have your server reset, but at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, you've got 3 game modes that reset. Your Battle Against Evil resets. You've got your Chaos Fortress that resets. Now, one thing about Chaos Fortress, once you complete floor 200, then you open up these trait floors here. So there's another tip for you there. They're only available on specific days, and they only allow you to run through 10 floors per unlock, per time that they unlock. So I could only get these 2 to complete 10, so I'm on floor 11 on those ones. Same with this one here. Resourceful, I'm having a little bit of a problem with that team right now. All right, there's that one, and then there is, over in Alliance, you have Prelude Assault that resets. So server resets at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Those 3 game modes reset at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So just kind of convert that to your local time zone, and hopefully that helps you out. I see this question a lot. So let's go out here and into, nope, not that one. This one over here. Time Portal. All right. So I got my sweep available. I went through this one, Huffer's Blunder. I got through everything, did everything I needed. Now I can sweep this. I think this, by the way, is where you get the bulk of your chips for this right here. I think this is where I got the Energy Sink, Calm Counter, and Self-Defense going through this. All right, so Time Portal. So that's the easy one. This one here, Spire Crisis. This one you have to run through 3 times. So it's going to take you a minimum of 3 days, as long as you can pass it, complete it once a day for 3 days. Run through that 3 days, complete it 3 times, and then you're going to be able to complete all the tasks in there and be able to sweep it. This 3rd one here is not available yet. So just keep that in mind. I see that asked a lot. There's also certain towers in there that gives you chips that will take down the blue spirals and the purple spirals. You need both of those cards. I think Alpha card and Gamma card, or Alpha and Beta card, something like that. Those cards will get you through those spirals, whatever you want to call them, so you can get through that. All right, that's it for game mode. Store guide. Let's go to the store guide. Let's run through this here really quick. Here's my suggestions on what to purchase. Obviously, in the normal store, you're going to grab your free crate. I use 900 to get my Energon here. This is cheap. It averages out, and hopefully it didn't change. But let's go ahead. Let's do 900 divided by 5, 180, right? Yep. So this is 180 per Energon versus in the summoning, when you purchase it in there, it's 2,400. So it saves you a little bit. So I'll always pull whatever this is. This does change though. 5, 10, the count here changes, but the average is always 180 Cybercoins when you average that out. So those are the only 2 things that I really pull out of here. In the Alliance shop, I go for Hound Shards. Now, because I'm in an amazing alliance, Valve Plug, I swear, has an amazing community. They've been absolutely awesome, super active, and that's what you want to go for. You want to go for a super active alliance so that you have all of this currency here that's going to allow you to be a little more flexible in your store. Even at that, though, I only get my Hound Shards, and then in the monthlies, I was purchasing this Legendary Module crate because there is no place to farm modules. So I bought I think 1 last week. I bought 2 or 3 this week, but I've got those out. That's a monthly thing here. Nothing in here else I'm going to spend on. If I've got enough to help me make sure I continue to get my Hound Shards and have leftover, every now and then I'll purchase an Epic Module crate. The reason for the Legendary and the Epics is because those are the rarities that are going to give you the set bonuses. The other rarities do not. So I'm going for set bonuses. Unfortunately, it's random. You can't select. So Be very prescriptive with the selectors that you do get. There have been a couple selectors out there, so make sure you get what it is that you need for that bot that you're gearing up. All right, so that is it for the Alliance one. So you're definitely going for your Hound Shards, and if you got enough, every now and then go for a Legendary or an Epic module. Energy Shop, this one here, you have the least amount of currency here, so the only thing to purchase out of here is Ratchet. I don't even do anything over here in my monthly, I don't think. Nope, nothing over here. I'm just focusing strictly on my Ratchet. When he gets maxed out, then I'll figure out what else I want to do in here. But you don't get a ton of this, so that's why it's I've got everything going into Ratchet here. Your Friendship, Energon, Gladiator, Combat Tickets, those are the only two things that I pull out of here. I don't need these other things here because you can get those pretty easy in the game. And the 2 hours really is, I mean, it doesn't really give you a ton. Coalition, once you hit level 75 and you unlock Coalition, it's got its own shop. And in here, you want to focus on Grimlock Shards. He is absolutely amazing. Make sure to get him. Other than a 0.09% chance to summon him, this is the only other way to unlock him. And you can get him unlocked in 3 days. So definitely do that. So go ahead, grab that. And in the monthlies, I'm going to grab them there as well. So once I get enough of this currency, I'm going to start pulling them out of the monthlies as well. That's all I'm going to be getting out of here until I get Grimlock to where I need him. So those are all the different shops. Let's go ahead to the Rate Up shop. I did this and not the Rate Up shop, but the Recycle shop. I put a video out on this event. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link up to it right over here. But I did not go over the store. So in the store here, you really want to focus on, I focused on my Energon, and then I got some of this currency here, and then on down to an Epic module. But I worked my way down to get this right here. This is a random mythic ticket so that I can unlock this right here. This is a bot selector, and you can get 3. This is my focus. I got 1. I need 2 more, but this is what I'm focusing on. So whatever you need to get your way down to this right here, this is where I suggest that you focus so that you can get your bots ranked up as quickly as you can. And then if you need anything down here, obviously it's going to take a little bit more. And that's really going to be for your spenders or for later recycle events that maybe now you're watching this video a year later. So I would really focus on getting down to this Mythic Bot Selector. All right, those are all the different shops. Let's talk about the events. So in the recycle event, this is something that I was trying to figure out, and we did figure out. So on your rewards here, you've got your standard rewards. These are the 3 that I suggest. Everything else is fairly farmable. I would swap and no, I wouldn't even do that. These are the 3 that I would suggest, but really it's up to you. Every 10th area, you will be able to select 3 of these. I went with the 10 Energon. I went with these 15 Mythic Bot shards, and then I went with this here, which gives me more of this material here so that you can level up your core enhancements on your bots. These are the 3 that I went with. I made sure to get all 3 of those, and then when I go to the next board, you can't do this. You got to go back to your standard rewards. So it's every 10th area, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so on and so forth, is when you get these. So when you unlock the premium, make sure to get all the rewards that you want before going to the next board. In here, I did fast forward. As soon as I got a reward, I went to the next board. I didn't get all 3 for all of them. I just went straight to 10, and then I'm going straight to 20, as long as there's enough time in the event in order to do that, so that I can hurry up and get to those premium rewards. So just a heads up there on that. And then next time, the other event. Actually, I already went over this, but on your rate up events here, remember to save 2,400 of your Cybercoins so that you can purchase 10 pulls every single day of the event. That's going to give you a guaranteed limited bot. Now, depending on how hard you want to go in on getting that specific bot, I got 1 copy of Starscream. I'm good. I'm actually hoping that the next one is going to be Swoop. Some people are thinking that. And then I'll put more focus on Swoop. It is mentioned, as I said, it is mentioned or thought that we may be able to take our power chips from this limited event to the next one. So hopefully, well, we'll find out, because we're going to find out again 4 days and 15 hours if we can do that, and also if the pity goes over as well. So Just a heads up on that. Those are 20 different tips. Again, I've got timestamps in the description below if you want to jump around topics. Did I miss anything? What tips do you have? Those of you who are in the game and playing it, maybe those of you who are whales or krakens or Poseidons, whatever your title is, what tips do you have, especially for spenders? I'd really like to see more tips for spenders. If anybody has some suggestions there, make sure to put them in the comment section below so everybody benefits. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.